I've been feeling kind of down lately, partly due to the whole element of being an unemployed postgraduate, as I've talked about on my channel a couple of times, but also due to other reasons that I can't exactly pinpoint, because sometimes you just feel kind of down and there's not necessarily a specific reason. It's just an amalgamation of tiny different little reasons that just stack up and create this whole big issue. Luckily, feeling down or being in a bad mood for a longer period of time is not something new to me. I spent my formative years on Tumblr, so being sad was kind of a trendy thing for me to do back in the day. Anyway, throughout my life, I have figured out the things that make me happy and how to best get out of a rut or stop feeling sorry for myself. So in this video, I'm gonna do all of the things, or at least a lot of the things that I know make me happy or make me feel better. Starting off with getting my nails done. Getting my nails done is like a monthly reset, quite literally. So what better way to refresh my mind and start with a fresh positive outlook than to get some new designs on my little fingies, on my big fingies, because they're quite long indeed. This is what I'm working with. I still have the design on that I got to go to the Cowboy Carter tour in Paris, which I also discussed in one of my previous videos. This time around, I want to get a design that's inspired by this one, because I'm going to a festival in a couple of weeks and these just kind of scream festival to me, so I'm very excited. I will show you what they look like as soon as I get back. I finally made it back home and these are my new nails. As you can see, they match the inspiration pic pretty well. I'm extremely pleased with them. They're very summery and they're perfect for going to the festival that I'm going to in a couple of weeks. This was in fact my most expensive set that I've ever gotten. It was 110 euros, which is, a lot.
Say what? Say what? They say what? She just say what?
But I'm willing to pay that for tiny works of art on my fingers. Now that I got my nails done, I already feel a lot better, but there's still so much more that I can do. So let's continue with my next activity. We're now obviously in my bathroom, because the next thing that I'm going to be doing is taking an everything shower. Because nothing makes me feel as good as being all fresh and clean. Because my hair has been a bit greasy today and I just felt the grease spewing hatred at my brain and I need to get rid of it. So what does my everything shower include? First of all, I need to remove my makeup. And as you can tell, I already took off my mascara. But in the shower, I'll be taking off the rest of my makeup with this product, which is the Neogen Green Tea Foam Cleanser. This is my ride or die. This is like my third bottle of it. It's very purifying, sometimes a bit draining, but I don't use it every day, but I will now. Then I'm going to shave everything with this Gillette Venus razor. I normally use a different non-disposable one, but it's at my parents' house and not at my dorm, so this is the disposable one I'm using for now. Then for my shampoo and conditioner, I'm using these two products. They're both by Chlorine. They're both from the Chamomile line, which is good for blonde hair. This is the Brightening Blonde Hair Chamomile Shampoo, and this is the Brightening Blonde Hair Chamomile Conditioner. These don't smell that good because chamomile doesn't smell great, but they cater perfectly to my needs, which are no sulfates, no silicons, no parabens, no proteins.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb.
I'm also using this hair mask by Briogeo, which is my favorite hair mask. It's kind of expensive, but it's really worth it, and this has probably lasted me like a year maybe. This is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. And again, no silicones, no all the other stuff I listed. I use this like every 2 weeks, and whenever I use this, my hair just feels visibly softer. That doesn't make any sense. It feels noticeably softer. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. This also smells so good, like it just smells so fresh and artisanal in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but as you can tell, I'm almost out, and I'm so sad about that because I'm not really in a position right now to be affording luxury hair care. When it's necessary, it's necessary. And then last but not least, we're going to be washing our body with CeraVe SA salt. What does that stand for again? Oh, salicylic acid, not salt. Anyway, so as I was saying, cleanser. The only languages on here are German and Italian, and I don't speak either of those, so. Now that we're all aware of my shower game plan, I will see you once I'm out, because I'm not going to film myself in the shower, you nasty. As you can tell, I just got out of the shower. It was very fun, besides the soap getting in my eye. That was slightly less entertaining. It happens, and we just gotta keep going. So while I dry up, I wanted to read a little bit. I love reading and I usually read quite often, hence why I have a Kindle. But lately I've been kind of neglecting it because I've been so busy focusing on other things like applying for jobs and, putting a lot of time and work into YouTube. And as much as I love making content, a lot of, mental space goes into that, like recording, thinking of new ideas, editing. It's not always the most relaxing activity. So even though it's been a long day, I just really want to read a bit tonight because I know that it will make me feel better. This is my Kindle. It is the Matcha Amazon Kindle. This is probably the smallest one there is, or one of the smallest ones there is. I know many BookTok girlies have this specific one because it's, very cheap. but I just got it because I wanted a small one because it's easier to carry when you have a small purse, and I just really love this color. I have a glitter case, a glitter pop socket, a glitter, you know, background, like some sort of glitter paper, and I put a bunch of blue stickers on there to go with the blue theme. I'm currently reading Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I have this rule with myself where I alternate between a classic and, you know, a romantasy or a fantasy book. This way I get through all the classics that I want to read, but sometimes they're not as, you know, entertaining or, you know, relaxing as romantasy and fantasy books can be. This way I can switch it up and still, you know, get joy out of reading, and I just don't always read the same kind of things. I think there's a lot that can be learned from classic books, and I love learning because I am a big nerd and I'm not even ashamed of it. This one especially, I'm like 40% in, and it's very interesting to read about Russia back in the day. I think this is the 1700s or the 1800s. It's a completely different, you know, political and economic society as the one that I'm used to right now here in Belgium. So that's very enlightening, and I think the story is also kind of interesting. You know, there's a lot of adultery and romance, you know, in a very ye old way, ye old romance. Sadly, no smut, but hey, whatever. So I'm gonna stop talking about my book and actually read it right now.
Heart's been broke too many times. I don't know what to believe. Because of this book. I'm strong and I'm
I just finished reading, but I have a couple more fun activities planned for tomorrow, so I will see you guys then. It is now the next day and I'm all ready to go outside. I know, shocking. So I want to go do two things outside. First of all, I want to go get a matcha. I know this sounds silly, like how is a drink going to make you feel better? I can't explain it, it's just how it is. And then at least I have a reason to go outside and get some vitamin D on this entirely SPF 50 covered body.
90.
I'm gonna try out this new matcha place very close to my apartment that apparently has very good reviews and is like only matcha. Like usually it's like a coffee bar and tea bar and also matcha, but this one is exclusively matcha. So that sounds promising, right? So I'm gonna go get matcha, but then I also wanna go get a little trinket. See, the thing is, I'm sick and tired of seeing labubus everywhere. Because I don't want to be, but I'm easily influenced when it comes to things like that. So now I want a labubu, but I can't get a labubu because we don't have Pop Mars. And I'm unemployed, so I'm not gonna import this thing to my freaking country. That is if I can ever get a hold of one in the first place. Despite not being able to get an actual labubu, I'm looking for some mystery, I'm looking for some surprise, I'm looking for some excitement, potentially even happiness. Sometimes cute little trinkets just make me happy. I'm so sorry. So as I was saying, we don't have Pop Mart in Belgium, but we do have a bunch of, you know, like the typical geeky stores that sell little collectibles and all that kind of stuff. There's a store here in Brussels that I love that sells all of those kinds of things. And I know they have a bunch of little mystery figurines or, you know, bag charms or whatever. I actually got this one there last time, and the happiness this brought me, I cannot even explain. This is Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, and it was this sort of like mystery horror bag charm collectible thing. So you could get a bunch of different characters from different iconic horror or thriller movies. And I didn't even notice that there was a Lydia Dietz one because I love Beetlejuice. And when I checked the packaging of all the potential options that you could get, I didn't even notice that Lydia Dietz was on there. And I was just hoping for, you know, Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger. But then I opened it and I got the one that I wanted without even knowing that it existed. So that feeling of happiness is something that I've been searching for ever since. And I hope today I can get that, or at least a tiny bit of it. Even that will make me happy. That being said, it's time to go outside, and I will see you guys when I get my matcha. Okay, I actually sat down by a little fountain, a little pond, as you can see, because I thought that would be cozy to drink my matcha. I wanted to go to the park, but it was kind of far and I didn't want my entire ice to melt. So I'm just gonna do a little taste test. As you can see, this is what I got. This is like a matcha with pistachio flavor. It was €7, and I'm still deciding how I feel about that because I don't think that's super much. But it's also crazy to think that this little drink was €7. You know, like that's a whole meal at home, not in a restaurant, obviously. But okay, gotta do a taste test. It's very nutty. Makes sense because it is pistachio, but maybe I should have added some sugar because I think you have to do that yourself. But this is very healthy of me, I guess. I mean, it's tasty. I just prefer it a little sweeter, but hey, for once, I'm just gonna be extra healthy, right? Just romanticizing my own life by myself. Also guys, I don't necessarily think of myself as a very thirsty person, but I just see so many hot people out today and I'm hungry. I'm like a little succubus. Maybe that's what I need to make me feel better. Some action. You know, actually it's kind of blasphemous of me saying that, so maybe I should go into church and pray for my soul, because that was vile. That That was not good. I'm finally back home, and instead of getting one back charm, I got 3. That's okay because I have been selling a lot of stuff on Vinted, which is like Europe's Depop for anyone that doesn't know. So I feel like this was okay. And all these 3 together were like 22 euros, which is cheaper than one Labubu would be. So we good. We all good. I got 3 different ones. I got this one, which is from the collection that I was talking about earlier with the horror movie characters. So I hope I don't get the same one. Then I also have one from How to Train Your Dragon from the live action movie. I still haven't seen it, but I loved the cartoon and I will definitely see it soon. So that's fun. And then lastly, I have another one from Coraline, which I also love. And I know it's like July right now, but I love Halloween. So I'm always gonna choose the Halloween ones if they have them. So I'm gonna open this one first because like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet. So this is the one that I'm the least excited about at the moment, but I'm still very excited about it. So if you look at the back, there's a couple ones I wouldn't necessarily want. So this one I wouldn't really want. I don't really want any of the 2-headed ones either. But besides that, I'm good. I would really want either this one or this one. Preferably toothless, that would be my favorite, but I guess we'll see. Where's the tear strip? There's no tear strip. I'm gonna get some scissors. As you can see on the packaging, this one was $6.99. I'm gonna show the camera first. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This was like my second favorite one, so that's so good. And I love a little dragon because I also love Fourth Wing, so this is like How to Train Your Dragon, but it also gives Fourth Wing. Even though I can't remember if there was a white dragon in Fourth Wing, but a dragon nonetheless. I'm so excited about that one, and I'm sure I have some kind of purse that this would fit on. Next, I'm gonna do the Coraline one. This one was also $6.99. The ones I would want the most are Coraline herself. So there's like 2 Coraline ones, I think. No, only 1. Oh yeah, no, 2. Coraline and Coraline in raincoats. I would also love the other mother. I would like the dog as well. But I would just love all women. I don't want a man. Anything else is good, but please not a man. Never a man. Like, why would a man be there? Okay. That bird sounded like it was in my house. Okay. What if it is? No. What is it? Yay, a woman! You know, I really love this one because it kind of looks like me a little bit. I look like her.
I look like her, huh?
Oh my god, I actually really love it. Okay, I might even prefer this one over the Coraline one because it's like low-key. Like people who know that this is Coraline, but it could also just be me buying this because I think it looks like me. So lastly, my absolute favorite ones. I'm obsessed with horror and thriller movies. I have a life-size Chucky doll. I just love it. I watch like vintage slasher movies for comfort. My favorite one is probably Halloween, but I also really love Friday the 13th. I love all of them, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So let me see which ones I want and I don't want. Wouldn't mind Pennywise, wouldn't mind Freddy Krueger, wouldn't mind Jason. Well, there's 2 Freddy Krueger ones. Would love Beetlejuice, would also love Head Guy. I just don't want Lydia because I already have Lydia. This one was the most expensive one, it was $7.99. What is it? Oh, cute! That's very cute. He's bald and he's hitting on people who have hair. I would have preferred the one with the little hat because that obviously looks more like Freddy Krueger, but it's cute. It just looks like a scary baby, but it's cute. It's cute. Okay, so that was me unboxing my little trinket. I have one more thing planned for today and we will start doing that right now. Well, it will be a couple of hours for me, but for you, it will be less than a second. So see you in a second. The last thing I want to do in this video is bake something. I love cooking and baking, but whenever I feel a little bit down, a little bit in a rut, it's one of the first things that I'll kind of like, you know, slack on, and I'll just look for easy options for dinner and whatever. And to be honest, I can't even tell you the last time I baked something, mostly because I'm often by myself and it feels a little bit silly making dessert just for me because most of the time the things I would be making would be too much just for one person and it would go bad before I can eat it, or I would eat all of it and then feel bad about it. So but I just think baking something is such a wholesome activity and it's so fun to just make a little snack for yourself. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I did opt for a slightly easier thing to make and also a slightly easier variant of that easy thing to make because you have to start somewhere. So what I'm going to be making today is cinnamon rolls. But I'm not about to be making my own dough and kneading it and letting it rise and all of that. So I'm just gonna make a variant that uses pastry dough because I can. So while this is not a tutorial, I'm gonna show you how I make this and I will also link the recipe that I'm following in the description of this video. My oven is currently preheating to 200 degrees Celsius. So while that's going on, we can make the cinnamon rolls. Obviously, first I gotta unroll this dough. I hate when people rev their engine like it makes them cool. Okay, the dough is rolled out. So we're gonna add some butter to all of it and then add the brown sugar and the cinnamon. I'm just gonna melt some of this butter in the microwave. I feel like this pastry dough is already melting. Low-key way too much butter and I'm lactose intolerant, but hey, who cares? I think this might flop. I'm rolling it up right now. The dough is a little hot from the butter. It feels like I'm making a pancake. This doesn't look very appetizing, but whatever. We're gonna make some. This is so gonna flop, guys. Like I already know. These look so bad. Like some of these look like a part of male anatomy that I shall not mention, but I think we can all come up with what I was trying to say. But hey, I'm just gonna put these in the oven and I'm sure they will be tasty. They might just not look good, but guess we'll see. So those miscreants have to be in the oven for about 35 minutes and then when it's like 15 minutes on the timer, I will start making the icing. I love how horribly this is going, but I'm still having fun. So hey, that's good. While it isn't good, some of them look almost like a cinnamon roll. This one is not that bad, but that might be the only one. I certainly use too much of everything, but I'm sure they will taste great, so I'm gonna make the icing right now. I have never actually made icing before, but I saw this girl in the video say that it was pretty easy. Also, don't mind the cross behind me. The previous tenants drew on the wall for some reason with permanent marker. I saw this girl say to use about 2 cups of powdered sugar and 2 spoons of milk. I'm also using oat milk. I don't know if that works for icing, but I guess we're gonna find out. I love how baking is all about precision and delicacy, and I'm just kind of eyeballing everything. That's so me-coded. Once again, this looks like something from the male anatomy, which shall not be named, but it's a bit too runny. It's just a little bit of like, you know, adding some more of this, adding some more of that until you get the right consistency. Or just, you know, keep adding and it never works out. So far, I feel like it's working with oat milk. I love how I used this giant stick of butter to actually make the cinnamon rolls, but then now I'm fussing about oat milk instead of regular milk. It's a fact that my stepdad is literally a chef who is renowned for his desserts, and I'm over here doing this. That is quite funny if you ask me. I feel like that's perfect, no? I feel like it is. I'm gonna get a plate to put the cinnamon rolls on and then drizzle them. This is what they look like on the plate. Not amazing, but certainly edible. This is probably not gonna make them look better, but hey. Oh no, I should probably call him. Now that they're all iced, I'm gonna let them cool for a bit and maybe let the icing harden. I don't know if it will, but we're gonna see. And now I have all this useless icing left that I don't even know what to do with. Diabetes. Okay, the icing did actually harden a bit, which I'm very happy about. So I'm gonna try one. I'm gonna take the prettiest one, which I think is this one. It's a small one, but it's cute. Let me try it. The taste is low-key so good. They're just a little less like soft and fluffy as normal cinnamon rolls and more like crunchy. But I don't actually mind that. That was my video of doing things I love to make me feel better, and I do actually feel slightly better. Obviously, the circumstances haven't really changed, but it's always more fun to do things you love than just, you know, rotting in your room and watching YouTube videos or, I mean, you should always watch YouTube videos, especially mine. Yeah, forget what I said. It's good to watch my YouTube videos. That's not a bad thing to do at all. That's not rotting. It doesn't count. If it's my video, it doesn't count at all. No, but anyway, sometimes it's really nice to get out there and just do some activities that you know you enjoy. And I just take care of myself, which is always a good thing. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, then make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. I really hope to see you guys again soon, and I hope you have a great day or a great night. Bye!